Hey everybody, we're back again in the garage. I'm going to give the door a close just so we don't hear the neighbors. We'll probably hear a lot of noise with that door shutting. But today what I'm going to do is apply one on each side, 12-inch Yakattack decals right along the side here. I'm going to measure each of them, and we will do our best to get them nice and even. So this is the Yakattack decal. Like I said, it's 12 inches long, and this is the type of decal that has the clear top layer. So first we'll peel the back, we'll line it up, we'll get the lettering in place where we want it and pressed in, down firmly, and then we're going to end up removing this top layer. So it should look pretty good. That orange Yakattack decal on the Mossy Oak Slayer Max. So I hope everything's in frame. So prepping the side of your kayak is very simple. We're looking to apply the vinyl stickers. I have a 12-inch Yakattack sticker here, and it's the type of sticker that has the clear layer on top that holds the letters in place, and you put them where you want it, and then you can peel that top layer off, and it'll look real nice. It'll be a nice vinyl lettering for this. So there was some rough texture on this on the sides of the kayak. I don't know if that's part of the process of the manufacturing process on the molding, or if it's road rash, from sitting on a trail or going on the highway. But there's little pieces of plastic. I took a straight edge razor blade and just gently scraped those down, making the surface nice and smooth, so there won't be any texture underneath the sticker. I then used acetone. This evaporates very quickly and really good for cleaning the surface. So little acetone. After I scraped all the little plastic pieces off, I cleaned off the area that I want to add that label to really well. Now I'm using the body lines to help with my measurements. You could get out with rulers and spend a lot of time measuring and trying things out, but just using the body lines and some blue painter's tape will help out tremendously. Now the section that I wanted to add this label was this back third, and what I did is I used the two rod holders on the Slayer Max here as my first guidelines. I just ran the blue painter's tape from side to side, the same distance along the edge of the rod holder, just so I had a nice straight vertical line. Now the next part of this is this mold line right across the top of the kayak. So you got 1.5 inches or so to the top wall of the kayak, and there's a nice straight line. So I'm going to take painter's tape, and again, this stuff's cheap, so put on more than what you need. I'm just going all the way straight across the bottom edge, and you can reposition it if it's a little crooked. And there we have it. We have a nice straight line that I can line up this label. Now I could put all four sides up there and really go to town with the measurements, but I have my X and my Y on here for reference, and I know that each of these stickers, the one for each side, had the same, they were cut the same, so it was the same different distance from edge to edge. So if I hold this up right along the top edge and line it up with the painter's tape after the K, that will be nice and straight, and it will also mirror the image on the other side. So the first thing, and this was something new to me, I only learned this really this year. I've seen this before, but never received vinyl labels like this. But once you start getting all the stuff for your kayak, this is the way the labels come. So I know that's going to fit nicely. I like to use just a sharp blade, but you want to separate the white backing from the clear top layer and, in this case, the orange lettering. So the orange lettering and the clear top layer are going to come off together. And do this slowly, because the die cutting process with these Yakattack letters, occasionally the white backing will stick to the orange. So you don't want to peel your orange off prematurely, and occasionally you'll have a piece of the white that sticks to the orange that you just gingerly, if any of this peeled off, I would just gingerly take my blade just to pry that off. So this is slightly tacky. We have the letters on the clear plastic. Kind of hold it taut. Try not to let it stick to the boat. And I'm just lining up the top edge of this clear plastic and the right edge of the clear plastic with my tape. And starting from one side, working my way right to left, that is in place. Nice and straight, following the tape line. And then you can use a plastic burnishing tool, the back of a paintbrush handle. I just use the end of my finger and gently press the letters into place. You can, things like A's and O's, I kind of do the clear part in between just to get the edges down. But I'm tracing each of the orange letters to press that vinyl into place. And because I took care with that razor blade and got that plastic smooth, I'm not feeling any texture as I'm pressing this on, which is a good thing. So now that we have that done, you gently pry up the clear top layer, and you're going to pull this gently, and occasionally the orange vinyl will want to try to come up with it, so you want to just carefully roll that plastic forward. And I try to, the letters that are straight, I try to pull the plastic layer off in the direction of those letters. If you come at it from the side, you're more apt to peel the vinyl up as you're pulling this off. But just very carefully and slowly, and occasionally I will push from the top just to make sure that the letter edges stay attached to the boat. And again, like for this Y, I'm pulling the plastic top layer following the back half of this Y. So I'm pulling it with the grain, so to speak, and not against it. As I get to the K, I'm going to change my direction just slightly and start pulling up. And then I can adjust as you see that this is coming off just perfectly. This A stuck nicely. The T's sometimes they're challenging, so we have to be, I go a little bit slower when I hit the T's until I am sure that they've stayed. That one's good so far. See, in the second one, the foot of it peeled just slightly, so I reattach and continue once I know that it's good. The curve to the A's is also another area that likes to come up just because it's a larger edge. Same with the C's, so I try to attack it from the curve of the C, and there we go. We're doing good so far. Again, we get to the K. I change the direction, so I'm pulling it up that leg of the K. Beautiful. So I like to go back over and just gently press. I'm not trying to stretch these letters out, but I'm just going over each surface, especially the spots that I remember peeled just a little bit as I was taking that clear top cover off, just to make sure that it's stuck on there good. I go over each letter. You could use a light heat gun just to warm this up a little bit, or set it out in the sun to help this set. But today it's a nice sunny day out. I do have the garage door closed, but it's fairly warm in here. So I'm just gonna let the kayak sit. So now there we have it, nice and straight. You can peel off your painter's tape, which leaves no marks. This blue painter's tape is inexpensive and is very useful for all sorts of things. Holding wires in place while you're trying to figure things out, holding labels, stickers, and vinyl lettering in place, just to see if that's where you want to put the label. So, but this peels off nicely. Let me take the camera. We'll take a step back and take a look at this. And come in nice and straight. That's lined up with this body line, just like the native label. You know, if you look at the body line and you see how that's stuck on there. It's nice and straight, follows the body line. There we go, we're representing Yakattack. And on this side, you can see that we've already added the vinyl lettering, again following those same lines. And in this case, that body line is right below the Yakattack heavy duty trolley line. The orange actually looks pretty nice with the coloring that's in that rope. So there we go. That was pretty simple. Straight edge razor, my box cutter, blue painter's tape, cotton rag, acetone, and now we got the nice Yakattack label on each side. Really looks good on this boat. I don't want to put a lot of stickers on my new kayak. That's what coolers and that's what your coolers and your milk crates are for. So if you like what we did here today, go ahead and subscribe. Make some comments down below and hit that like button. I'll be adding more things to this kayak eventually. Like I said before, the steering and maybe going with the Boondocks rudder. That'll be something we do at the end of the summer. So I'm just putting stuff away. Maybe you'll see me strapping everything down. I don't even know if you're aimed at me right. Hear the chick next door and her mom arguing. I think they're planting flowers. It's a beautiful day out. I'd like to take the kayak out. Just can't do that today. Hopefully tomorrow. I did make some changes since last time. I got a couple ram mount tie downs just to try them out. I think the Yakattack ones are more refined in their design and the overall aesthetic of them. But the ram mount has a wider base. And they both fit in the track system here. So I'm just trying it out, trying out the tie downs that have the wider base with the bigger, heavier box. We'll see how that works. I did add some cool, just simple bungee loops to my rod holder, but I drilled some holes in the top of the rod holder and added the bungee loop. I'm gonna have to show that off sometime too. I think that's kind of neat. It worked out good. I don't know if you guys are watching the videos just for because the way we rig it, or if you're watching the videos because you're interested in fishing and I have it rigged out for fishing. One guy, if you haven't discovered him on YouTube, Greg Blanchard. This isn't, I don't know the guy. It's just I happen to really enjoy his videos. I'm more of a perch and walleye guy when it comes to fishing, pike. But watching some of his videos really has got me thinking I might not mind trying bass fishing. Now I'm kind of a snob because I like catching fish with teeth. But I don't know. He's a New York boy, even though most of his videos are from California, Texas. Does a lot of fishing tournaments, but maybe I'm actually considering buying me a couple rods specifically for bass and seeing what happens with that. So, but until next time, you know what we say. Hey, another thing I added since last time too, I did get the mount for that Scotty rod holder that I have up on the side of my kayak. I also added a couple slip discs, both at the top and at the bottom, so I have that adjustability not only with the angle of the head but also the arm as well. So hoping that works out real good. Not sure how good this microphone is. One of these days I'll get a wireless setup and wear a lavalier mic. Like the YouTubers do. I have decided I am going to get a new net. I really like my cheesy old 70s trout net with the metal handle that I think came off the awning of a trailer. Because it fit well underneath the seat of my recreation kayak, my old one. So, but I might break down and get a man size. But for now, that's gonna work. We're just putting everything back together. I really like how the Yakattack label, I like how that looks, I like how it was installed. Hopefully that'll be on there nice and snug. Won't come off too easily, getting scratched in the water, or bushes, the brush. You want to know how smart I am? I had the Ingalls Cooler vinyl letters on this fridge with the plastic cover on it for about 6 months before I realized, hey, if I peel that clear plastic cover off, I wonder if the white letters stick. I'm a freaking genius. All right, that's enough recording.